Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The NFL's leading rusher in 2019 and 2020, Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Jackson now. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Facing fourth down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Malik Washington deep for Miami. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Sacked on the corner blitz by Marlon Humphrey. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Tua sets up to pass it. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's football 101, isn't it? Tip your cap to the rookie. He knocked that one away, but he better not relax. They're going to test him all game long.
So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Back deep is Steven Sims. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. To throw is Jackson. And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, 43 yards. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Here's Tua. And he'll complete this one to Barrios. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. On the return is Sims. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A beautiful fake, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Six nothing our score after one. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3. Go.
They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Jackson going to change things up a bit. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Henry again on second down. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 30. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a pickup of 6. Now it's Jackson. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up first and goal.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
13.
They'll give Henry another shot. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Jackson. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with the touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And able to get this out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Tua going to throw. His throw incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this returnable for Sims. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
All right. 20, TX.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
Now Tua. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
While the incompletions on first and second down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
The kick by Sanders is good, and that will do it for this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like looking for water, but it's intercepted. He's on his way. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with it.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. In a close game like this, Charles, those interceptions like they had on the last drive could be costly, but here they've got another opportunity to seize control of this game.
And they better take advantage of it, because otherwise, if they end up losing by one score, they'll relive this over and over and over until they have another opportunity to wipe it away.
Derrick Henry all alone. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry, 70 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. We're in Baltimore, third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. Flushed out right. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
44. Ready.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll set up to throw. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Credit that sack to Travis Jones. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
21G, 21G.
They'll look to throw here.
He'll dump this off to Achane.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Achane.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just floated from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Now 2nd and 9.
They're going to look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Nandi Matabike.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Ravens are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers.
Play action. Now Jackson. No hesitation, goes right back to Likely.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Isaiah Likely.
28 yards.
And the Ravens take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
And this is caught at the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that one results in 35 yards. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Tua. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Back to throw here. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jonnu Smith from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2. Tua going to try and throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Throwing Tua. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 70 yards. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Tua. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 74 yards. And the Ravens use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And he missed it again. The 4th time now in this game alone, and that has to be great cause for concern over on that sideline. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Quick slant here to Smith. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Solo left side.
Now Tua. Connecting with Hill. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Tua to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ear.